Welcome back, and thanks for watching Okaloosa Today. I'm Doug Rayner with the City of Destin, and now for our Destin segment, we have a couple of guests who are going to talk about pedestrian safety along Highway 98 and specifically the Harbor District in the City of Destin. And joining me right now is Ian Satter, the Public Information Officer for FDOT, and Ken Gallander, the Community Development Director for the City of Destin. So gentlemen, thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, Doug.
Well, you're here because we've got an undertaking right now to look at pedestrian safety in Destin, and specifically the Harbor District, Highway 98. And Ian, FDOT right now has a project going on that's making some changes and doing some studies. So tell us a little bit about how that project came about.
Well, a couple weeks back, we started a project where we are changing some of the pavement markings. We're replacing some of the faded signs with new signs and some other basic pedestrian improvements, restriping some of the crosswalks so that we can make them more visible for pedestrians. It's actually part of a larger project that we're doing across 98 throughout District 3 for Florida DOT. And that starts from Escambia County and runs all the way through to Jefferson. That's District 3. So everything in 98 in our district we're looking at for pedestrian safety and improvements.
And that's a large-scale project, and there are more than just one component, I guess, more than just restriping and things like that. Ken, this goes hand in hand with what the city's doing on an ongoing basis, and that's making sure our pedestrians are safe.
Right, and this harkens back to the city's initiative. We've talked about it a lot, is the multimodal transportation initiative that the city has planned for and beginning to implement, and it's with the support of FDOT through that process that we're able to do these kind of things. And once we were, it was a few weeks back that we all got together, a partnership with FDOT, to talk to the city about, hey, we really need to further address the pedestrian safety within our city. And this project that they're taking on is only going to help enhance that aspect of making sure pedestrians can move throughout the corridor of Highway 98, north side to south side, vice versa, and all that. So this is going to be a great additive to that initiative.
Right, and it's really no secret that we've got a lot of people in Destin, really small footprint, a lot of traffic, a lot of foot traffic. What are some of the next steps after you guys have done the sign changes and the restriping and things like that? Where are you guys going with this project?
Well, we'll continue to monitor the area, and again, the study is going to encompass all of 98, and we're going to look at everything from traffic lights. We're going to look at the crash data in the area. We're going to look at lighting in general, and things that we can do to really improve pedestrian and bicycle safety in the area. It's Florida. Twice as many people are killed in Florida as a result of a pedestrian crash than they are in any other state. Just a little under 500 people in 2010. That's the latest data that we have. So we understand that there is an issue here, and we want to do everything we can to prevent any more fatalities and crashes. So actually the Secretary Prasad at the Florida Department of Transportation has done a safety study for pedestrians across the entire state. And we're going to implement all of those ideas, all those changes in ways that we can increase pedestrian safety, not only statewide, but look at local areas here like Destin, they have a lot of foot traffic here. And we want to make sure that we can make those changes to ensure safety for pedestrians.
Well, the city really appreciates the attention because, like I said, we have a lot going on here. Ken, a little later we're going to talk about some multimodal things, but just relating to what FDOT is doing, how important is the multimodal aspect to the city of Destin?
It's very important, obviously, since the city has taken that initiative to put it within our comprehensive plan and actually have implementing methods to get that done. And what we're seeing, it's a multimodal, again, for our audience, is the multiple modes for people to get around. It's also the vehicles, it's pedestrian movement, bicycles, and a component of that is transit even. So if you have one sector that's weaker than the other, that's fine, but you're still striving to make sure that all are a component to make that movement within your city easier. With the pedestrian aspect of it, it has a component of being healthy, a more healthy community, people given those opportunities for people to move around, and it relieves that congestion. It's not necessarily a magic bullet for one particular thing to be improved, but overall it's an initiative, and working with FDOT, I mean, this is a great initiative that they've reached out to us and vice versa.
What other projects do you have going on in the area? Maybe our audience might like to see, Destin's not alone with these kinds of things. Is there anything else going on in the area?
Well, we've done things across the district, especially on 98. For example, in Santa Rosa County, we've recently installed 3,000 streetlights. There were some issues there with some traffic crashes involving pedestrians, and so one of the issues that we discovered was that the lighting there was very minimal. So we worked with Gulf Power, and we worked with our local officials in that area, and we're installing 3,000 streetlights in that area to help illuminate that area to help pedestrians. We've also installed signals in that area and created crosswalks where they weren't before. So pedestrian safety in general is our #1 priority, and we understand the need for pedestrian safety, and we continue to monitor all of 98, and we always welcome suggestions from the public. If there's an area they're concerned with, they can always contact the Florida Department of Transportation, and we'll filter that to the right people, and they can look and study those areas and determine if there's any changes that we can do to help assist if we feel that there's some areas of concern.
Sure, and I think the moral of the story right now is also the proactivity and trying to get something done, and that's something that we have to balance with what's necessary immediately, what our funds are available, and then how can we be proactive and look to the future. So this kind of plays into that. And Ken, we have some future planning and things like that. Again, We'll talk about that in the next segment with Councilman Jim Wood, but we just appreciate your FDOT's involvement in the city. I know Ken does from the planning perspective in our community development department. Is there anything else you guys want to add?
I would just like to say that we can't do what we do without the partnerships we have with our local communities like Destin. We can't do what we do without their help, and that comes from your elected officials to the people who are working in the offices every day doing the jobs that you guys do, but the citizens and the businesses there. We need their input. We have public meetings all the time where we're working on projects, and we're installing pedestrian features, or we're looking at other features, and we need that input from the public to help shape what we're doing. We need to understand we have a lot of communities that we work with, but each one is individual, each one is different, and we want to make sure that what we're doing matches up with those communities. It's no secret that Okaloosa County, Walton County, they're one of the highest growing areas in the country right now. We have a lot of people that come to visit and are not aware of the area, so we also have to do a better job on our end as far as DOT goes about educating the public and our visitors about what they need to be aware of as pedestrians, as drivers, as bicyclists here in Florida.
And
very good.
From the staff's perspective, it's exactly what they've been doing. It's been a total reach out by FDOT, and it's a great new initiative that we're able to work with them.
Well, Ian, we appreciate your input. Thanks for being on the show with us. If anybody needs to get in touch with you guys, I guess, is there a number they can call?
They can call my office if they want to. It's 850-330-1205. That'll go directly to me. And we put a lot of our information out on our Twitter account. That's at myflorida_NWFL. For all the latest news and information about road closures and things like that.
Very good. Well, Ian, again, thanks for being here. Stay tuned for the next segment. Ken and I are going to talk with Councilman Jim Wood about the same topics and pedestrian safety implementations in the city. See you in a minute.